Hello and welcome to the ProShip Customer Exclusive Converge Fog User Conference, the Details Pros Who Know session. I am Katie Schradel. I'm Marketing Coordinator here at ProShip. I'm really excited about this event. I'm new to the parcel shipping industry, but I do feel like this is a really great opportunity for people to learn about ProShip and Fog software.
I'm Dave Salter. I'm in charge of business development here at ProShip, and I'm looking forward to discussing all the great things we're going to do at Converge and the opportunities for you to hear a little bit more about what the program is going to bring to us, and it should be a good event in Florida.
Bill Schrader, ProShip president, and currently working and looking forward to this conference, Converge.
First, we're just going to go through what we're going to talk about. We're going to cover some background on ProShip and Fog software. We're going to talk a little bit about Converge, some background on the event, the venue, the agenda of what's going to happen at Converge, go through some ProShip sessions, the network opportunities. We do have a copy of the registration form so everyone can take a first look at that, the kind of budget and investment that you're looking at, what you get out of it and value, and then we do have some time for question and answer. So Converge is the first user conference that ProShip is doing. It's with our parent company, Fog Software, and it'll be September 19th through 22nd in Orlando. So now let's jump ahead and look at Fog and who they are and why you guys want to attend this event. Bill?
This is really exciting. If some of you were watching ProShip in the news earlier in the last year, right as the pandemic was starting, actually, we moved to Constellation Software. We were acquired by them in February of 2020, and shortly thereafter began the wonderful experience of the pandemic. But it's been an excellent experience. We've been incorporated into a portfolio of supply chain companies that are closely associated with the work we do in the parcel industry. A lot of warehouse management and ERP type systems in the Constellation umbrella. We're inside of an operating group known as VILA, and inside of VILA there's Fog and that's the operating group that we're a part of, and it's focused entirely on supply chain. One of the benefits of that is our sister companies are also working in the same and closely associated supply chain industries. So we can leverage each other's experience, we can collaborate together on solutions. As a matter of fact, working with some of our sister companies that are WMS centric, we're now powering their parcel execution component. So it's actually a very dynamic environment whereby we operate independently and we collaborate together and bring solutions that are of value to our customers when we work most closely together. So just a little bit about Constellation Software. It is publicly traded in Toronto Stock Exchange. So if you want to look it up, it's there. All of the normal filings that you would expect from a Canadian public company are available to you online. What you won't see online is some of this information. There are more than 600 companies in the portfolio. It is a very broad portfolio of software verticals, everything you can imagine from software to create and manage a business that makes windows, sells tires, manufactures anything, to public utilities and oil, gas, mining operations. There's software all over the world, so that's kind of what they're interested in, is pretty much any of those. More than 1,000 offices, and I believe the current number is more than 20,000 employees. We do have operations in almost every country you can imagine. The consolidated revenues exceeding $3.5 billion, and they do focus, and this is the secret sauce, small and medium-sized software companies. So there's not an Oracle or something of that nature in the mix, even though it's certainly possible from the size of the operation that a major acquisition could take place. It just doesn't fit into kind of the strategic direction of the company. The industry leading customer retention rate is 93%. That's the average across the entire portfolio of companies. ProShip's is actually significantly higher than that. We retain almost 98% of our customers year over year. by a customer count, and the ones that we don't are usually because of an acquisition on their side that has occurred and a different system change is going to occur. So the last piece, and this is the most important to ProShip and probably to you, the Constellation strategy for acquisitions is a buy and hold forever strategy. So this is the last place ProShip will be, how we operate, the parentage we have. We are going to be here forever, and that's contrasted with a private equity investment strategy where a company would be under one ownership for a brief period of time and then undergo a whole bunch of gyrations and changes and shifts in their strategy and their business philosophy as they have a new owner. So ProShip is part of Constellation, and we will be forevermore. Acquisition number one is still part of Constellation. So here are the main verticals for how Constellation and Vila in particular are arranged, and you can see a number of the different companies in there. I'm not going to go deeply into this other than to point out that we're associated and organized with like companies. So the other software companies, Varsity and Optex and ShopLogix and TechPlot are our sister companies. We meet together as a leadership team frequently, and we do collaborate together. The interesting thing is we have many customers in common too. And what we try to do is find ways to service them better and provide more value by combining our efforts. A good example is the WMS companies in the portfolio that we work with. We can collaborate with them very closely because we don't have any obstacles as far as sharing intellectual property or the ability to solve a problem for a customer together. So this is another illustration of kind of the portfolio of software companies, and as I mentioned, there are ones focused on windows and glass and textiles and manufacturing and smart factories and some STEM things that run a very some very data-centric kind of software operations. In the middle, supply chain and logistics, that's where you can see us. Argos and ASC and Sphere and Logimax, those are our sister companies. We have a number of common customers that we service. And what we're hoping with Converge and this first combined user conference is you'll get a chance to interact with not only our sister companies if you're looking for WMS and you're a ProShip customer, but also some of the other companies in the portfolio and the services that they provide, as well as benchmarking with the customers that are in industries that you may not always associate with and you wouldn't run across in a normal trade show. You will have an opportunity to work with them here and interact with them here. And it's amazing how much learning can happen across specific verticals. A lot of different companies in different verticals are trying to solve the same problems in different ways. And this is an opportunity to associate with companies and network with companies that you wouldn't normally run across if you went to your specific industry trade shows. We go to a lot of parcel trade shows, and you can see a lot of different things when you start to interact with companies that work in a different vertical. This is the companies that you're going to see there, and this is a quick description of what they do. And we're providing this so that you have an opportunity to look at the ERP systems and TMS systems that are part of our portfolio. You'll be able to interact with these companies at Converge. You'll have opportunity to interact with both their leadership and the technical experts, as well as the users that are using that software. So Dave, I think this is where we have you take it over and tell everyone about the opportunity in Orlando.
Basically, the evening, it starts on that Sunday when you're coming in on the 19th with a reception and everything along those lines. And deadlines, Katie's going to get into that a little bit later here with that coming up on the 20th, which is just around the corner here. But Katie, do you want to take that and talk a little bit more about how they can go in and take care of registration?
Yeah, I mean, this slide, like Dave said, is just kind of when, where, and what. So in Orlando, and we're closing in on that deadline. Like he said, August 20th is the deadline for your hotel and to get the registration form in. So this is a look at the venue. It's the Renaissance Orlando at SeaWorld, and it is centrally located between Disney and Universal Studios, if there's any interest in that outside of the event. Orlando is a location that's been requested by FOG customers for a couple of years, so we're excited to be there for the first time with this user conference. It is a brand new venue, so state-of-the-art conference center, and there's enough rooms and everything for all our participating companies and any attendees that we have coming. We'll take a look at the agenda. So Sunday, there's a welcome reception in the evening. And then Monday, we do have some networking and then some informational sessions. And Tuesday, there's some more ProShip sessions. And then we do have some partner sessions as well. On Monday night, there's an offsite networking event that's exciting downtown. So we'll get into that in a little bit too.
Can they schedule their dates for the hotel for a couple days before and a couple days after as well at the same rate?
Definitely, yep, but space is very limited. So we encourage you to reach out as soon as possible if you're looking for a couple days before and after. So next we'll look at some ProShip specific sessions. Bill, did you want to take this one, looking at who should attend and why?
Sure. Let's take a look at the agenda. On first of all, there's a number of different sessions, and there will be the full agenda published on the website for the Converge conference. When you go to register, you'll see the sessions from all of the other companies. These are specifically ProShip's sessions, and they're very parcel-centric, focusing a great deal on carriers, carrier networks, and kind of the latest trends in the industry. One of the things that you'll notice is we've also brought along several partners to make presentations. So there will be presentations on freight audit and pay, business analytics, business intelligence, as well as some of the alternate carrier operations with regional carriers, as well as some of the different providers of USPS postal services. So I won't read the entire list of sessions to you. Intermixed with these will also be an opportunity to work with ProShip's professional services group. You can get some free advice on integrations or changes, customizations, or even training on how to use your software. As well as the R&D group, we would love to have an opportunity to socialize with you and talk about our roadmap, future functionality, and things that are going on there. So interspersed within the official agenda items, there will be office hours and workshops that you can attend and get together with us.
And Bill, to just kind of build on that, I think the whole thing is we want to make this as interactive as possible, that being able to talk to our customers and any ideas, suggestions they have, we want to hear about it and going from there.
Yeah, this is great in comparison to like IRC or NRF or something like that, where it's just a gigantic venue and there's not a lot of opportunities for personal conversations of any significant depth and meaning. This one will allow us to get together and have some deep dives and have some discussions about functionality and gather input on where our customers feel the software should go and what we should be focusing on in tomorrow.
That's a great point, Bill. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about what the events that are going on there, not just for the all-day meetings, but one of the great things about this is Converge. It allows us to combine the 11 companies that are here so that we get to take some of the time and bring everybody together and do some of the fun things. Greg Schwarm is going to be doing the more of a comedy presentation at night when we're at Margaritaville. But what it does is it allows us to get their network, not just the ProShip people, but to be within the other companies that are there and meet some other clients, allow us to have some more fun and interact and do it from there. And I think the thing we're going to get from this is, like Bill mentioned before, there's a lot of other things that are going to happen that you won't see at a large conference, or it's not be so large. You can have that intimacy to go from there. And in particular, while we're there, there will be many ProShip driven things just for us. and to go from there and be able to do some of the things with it. But those will be the breakout sessions that Bill mentioned before. But other than that, have some fun with it and make it a good event going from there. Just want to cover some of our sponsors that'll be there, in particular highlighting some that we particularly work with at ProShip here. FedEx, diamond sponsor of this program. One of the things about FedEx with us is we're a diamond partner the last 8 years, and there's not anybody out there that can say that in doing it. Airterra is one of the other ones that's a gold sponsor. You're going to see them more as they are in that middle mile type program, what they're doing and some of the things. It's a lot of you may not have heard of them before, but they're going to bring an interesting aspect to this. Invista is one of our partners that kind of covers a broad area of things that they do. Transportation consultation, BI. One of the products they have out there is their OMS, Inspire. They bring a lot to the game that we do a lot of things with them. Open Sky Group is, you'll recognize them in a lot of the projects that we've done. In particular, they're a Blue Yonder selling partner, and that's where you're going to see them going from there. BCC Partners, they are the ones that are doing address validation, US and Canada. Provide a great service for a lot of our clients in controlling their accessorial costs and not running into those other aspects with it. Easy Post and Pitney Bowes are our USPS partners. And that's the way you're going to build that connection going with them and the strengths they bring with that and going from there. And the last group is Summit Advisory Team. We're going to see a lot of things where they fall into the transportation consultation portion of things and have actually worked on implementations of our product with our customers to speed up that process and going from there. And I think those people are going to be available to talk while we're down there also.
Sure, Bill, is there anything that you wanted to add about some of the sponsors coming to the event?
I think this is going to be an excellent opportunity. All of our partners are presenting and we'll have, you know, the industry leading experts in their space as the presenters. So having an opportunity to kind of pick their brains and find out what they know and what's emerging as successful strategies in this pretty much unprecedented year is a unique opportunity. You're not going to be able to get the same individuals and get as much attention from them in a venue like NRF or something like that as you will be, and you will have the ability to do at this one. Looking forward to this very much.
And again, Bill, as you mentioned before, where we can have breakouts with individual people from ProShip, these sponsors will also be there if you want to have a one-off conversation with them and kind of do a deep dive that doesn't have to be in front of everybody else and get that conversation started for future conversations also.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so moving on, this is that registration form that we mentioned earlier. Like I said, when you receive a copy of the recording, there's a link in there to download it. The big thing to highlight here is that August 20th date for hotel and for attending the event. Up next, we do have some investment information as far as budgeting. There's the registration fee listed there, hotel. We are offering a ProShip customer special. So if you sign up for a written or video case study in 2021, you do get free registration for your company at the event. Bill, was there something you wanted to highlight about that?
Yeah, no, we'd be thrilled to have, you know, customer testimonials. We do try to do several case studies and white papers every year where we kind of showcase both the customer and the solution that was put together. So we're more than willing to compensate you and your company for that. If you're willing to do one of those, please contact Dave, myself, Katie. Let us know that you'd like to be invited into that program and we'll chat with you about the details.
It seems like when we've done some of the case studies and some of the things with it, it's been beneficial for both ourselves and our clients to kind of sell what they're doing as well as what we're doing.
Oh, absolutely. It's a co-marketing opportunity. Without a doubt, it's co-branded with both companies, and usually it's a case study that allows, it's written in such a manner that both companies can use it to promote to their particular customers. We like to position those as win-win opportunities.
Exactly.
All right, so as you can see, there's there's a lot of valuable benefits for attending this event. One thing that we've brought up a couple times is sitting down with ProShip experts to get advice on anything related to your software, or if you want to just talk about supply chain industry.
I'm going to go down to the one thing, compare approaches with other ProShip customers. We'd love to brag about what our customers do and how they've saved money and some of the other things they've done within it. And it's kind of a bragging point, I think I'd like to say, with some of our customers and things they've implemented and going from there. And that's one of the things you'll be able to do and go from there. So I think it's going to be a wonderful sharing experience for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Bill? Is there any specific value that you want to pull out from this list, or anything you want to expand on?
Yeah, I do like, and this is probably a selfish interest of my own, but when we have customers together and we can sit around a table and talk about their business problems, and we can start to look at our software platform, gather that voice of the customer, and figure out how we can leverage either components we have or things we might need to do, development we might need to do. So it's kind of off the schedule. You won't see it on there anywhere, but the gatherings, the social gatherings that happen organically and naturally after hours, after the conference is over, in the coffee shop, waiting for lunch, those conversations to me are the priceless part of this entire endeavor. So the more of those we have, the better. And I'm looking forward to bumping into everyone waiting in line at Starbucks. That's a great place. I'll know who you are. You'll know who I am. We have our badges on. So of course, we'll be able to strike up a conversation and talk about the problems we have that we can solve together.
And if I could add one more thing, I think the nice thing about this conference is it's going to cover a lot of different areas. The IT side of things, the logistics, the operation side of things, all the different things that are coming in. There's going to be a lot of different perspectives that are coming together on this one. So I think it'll be a good sharing, and I'm going to keep going back to that thing of sharing, because we want to be able to tell more about ourselves and kind of highlight what others are doing and why we've been successful.
Just want to thank you all for your time and attention today. I'm looking forward to meeting you in Orlando. I think it's going to be a great conference. There's going to be a lot of material there, and of a very diverse nature and interest. So hopefully you have an opportunity to join us in Florida in September.